Yeah, welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and we're about to have our online and newspaper review. But before we start, we have a comment here on our motivational quote from Agudie Films, and he says, "Good morning, Cocoa Digest. Honestly, I love the quote and your presentation. Keep up the good work." Thank you very much. We are glad you like it. Thank you also for your comment. So yes, the online and newspaper review, of course, is with two of my co-hosts in the persons of Miss Miriam Obnadidi and Mr. Clement Yabankwe. Let us get acquainted. Hello again.
Hello, Era.
Honestly, I should stop. Honestly, you should stop. Yes. Hi, how are we doing again?
Oh, by
God's
grace.
grace.
Yes. So, since we keep on adding value to ourselves, we get it. We are making impact. So
That's
we are doing
nice.
well.
That's nice. So yes, trending news officers. What's trending?
Era, I have two news here. One is good news.
Okay.
One is quite. But let's first take in let me give the good news first. It's now CAF has approved the Accra Sports Stadium.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that we can use for the AFCON qualify.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we'll be playing, Ghana versus Sudan. So that's a good news to Ghanaians. We are not going to travel outside Ghana to play our AFCON qualifiers. We hope that the Cape Coast Onto will be approved by CAF, because I think they would also be doing inspection on that one too. And away from sports, Mimi, I don't know if you heard a story about 2 days ago that the secretary to the president, the executive secretary at the presidency, there was a lot of rumors that he had stroke outside the country when the president went for the 79th United Nations meeting. So there is official statement from the office of the president, and they said that yes, and he had a slight issue with the health, but quickly he was rushed to the hospital and currently is receiving treatment. So from the office of the president, they said he is in a stable condition of responding well to treatment. That is Nana Asante Bedietu. Yes, Nana Bedietu Asante. Yes, he's the person.
The interesting thing about this story is yesterday I saw it on X, and then I decided to read some of the comments, and people were actually happy. They were happy that...
Me, what I saw was that they said he went through 10 hours of surgery or something.
Yeah, so the statement said it's a rumor. To them, he said he's well.
Somewhere like, God, please finish what you've started.
Oh my goodness, that is not funny.
We pray that God save him and he respond to treatment as soon as possible. And he comes back to the office of the president.
Let the will of God be done.
Yes, yes.
And coming from Clement, I believe strongly that God will, work on it speedily.
Speedily.
He answers our prayers speedily. But sometimes God is being selective as to whose prayer he should answer and whose he should not.
Don't that line. God.
I also have 2 stories. One has to do with organized labor's decision to extend their strike action. So yesterday, or is it Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
It came out that they have decided to embark on their strike on 10th October instead of the 1st October that was proposed initially. And this has also brought some, concerns, controversies on social media as to why are they not taking the step immediately if truly they meant what they said. Why are they extending it again? And that organized labor, they are not showing any seriousness about this. It is just, something they are saying. They keep giving governments, the luxury of time to misbehave, quote unquote. Yes. So if you've said you are embarking on a strike on this particular day, it should be because you don't have any reason, because government did not say anything about your proposal. So this should have been like something they should have just started. But others were also on the view that organized labor, we can all say that they constitute a major, percentage of the working force in this country, including our health sectors. So assuming that they should embark on this strike now, what is going to be the state of, people with health implications?
But on one hand, that is the essence of the strike.
I understand.
If the workforce decides to put their foot down to get their grievances heard, to let you also know that we are having problems and in our problems, if we decide not to work anymore, you are also not going to be able to function, and it is going to affect a whole lot of people. Then the government would also take action. You see, so as much as it may affect people, that's one side of it too. So when they realize that people's health is in jeopardy, then they would also take some action. Just like the other time we were talking about the lecturers and then the students. If the government cares about the students' welfare, then they would listen to the lecturers and, you know, find a way to mitigate the issue.
Is striking the only option?
Yeah, maybe.
It seems as though
because this organized labor, they are made up of about 9 unions.
So you see, striking is not the only option, but organized labor give a clear notice to government way ahead of time. It was early September, and they issued a statement that if government does not take steps in solving this Galamsey issue, they are going to embark on strike. So it's not today. So if government has been quiet on this issue, and organized labor says they're embarking on strike, yes, they should. They should do it.
So why didn't they embark on the strike?
So maybe there were certain conversations being had, and maybe trying to arrange and, you know, what's the word? Assemble more people. If it's going to be a nationwide
it's actually
issue,
a nationwide strike.
So all the regions, all the districts and things like that need to be properly assembled together, you know, uniform here. So maybe something like that.
I'm still of the view that they should be considerate, because we shouldn't say because of Galamsey. Okay, let me put it this way. We are looking at the effects, the long-term effects of Galamsey to take an action now, which is likely going to affect people now, today. The decision we are taking on Galamsey is because our future is going to be
it's not our future.
Even our future.
It's our today. Our today.
I understand.
Which is an issue.
And I'm also putting myself in the shoes of those that are sick, those that would need, you know.
So that is why the onus lies on the leaders in whose hands our well-being has been put. If you care about people in the hospitals, if you care about the lives of the communities affected by Galamsey, you'll take some action.
And notwithstanding, health workers are part of organized labor.
Exactly.
All these people forms the organized labor we are talking about. So they know what we are talking about. And they've even issued a statement way ahead of time, telling government that this is the issue, do something about it. But government seems to be silent.
And as the government is quiet, I like the fact that people from various agencies and institutions are starting to speak up about it. Various unions are also starting to come up, you know, because in those communities, they're already having the birth defects and the health issues. How long till it's a nationwide, or even our neighboring countries start, you know, facing these problems?
Okay, Yaira, let me put it this way so that we end this conversation. We are seeing the effects of Galamsey now.
Yes.
We are having birth, you know, defects and the rest. Okay, let's say I give birth to a child who is deficient of something that needs immediate treatment right away. So because we are striking, what's going to happen to that child at the moment?
So we are striking to put an end to the cause. Yes,
but
because
we are
if you don't...
experiencing the effects now, right?
Okay,
but
so
Mimi,
there's usually in the civil service, from what I've heard, when there is a strike, they leave what they call skeleton, you know, something called skeleton, I think skeleton staff. So there are a few people that will remain essential to do one of two things that...
Can I come in?
Yes, please.
I come in, there's nothing like skeleton staff. Everyone should go. Everyone, because for government to see how serious the issue is, we are talking about what people don't see. I don't really want to say much, because people up there don't drink the waters we are talking about. They've not seen the waters we are talking about.
But if you take in for irrigation,
yes, but if you take in the waters we are talking about, you would understand us. You would understand the pain. You understand. You can afford the bottled water. Yes, you can afford importing waters to your various houses. But what about an ordinary Ghanaian? This is what organized labor is doing, and that's what organized labor stands for. Yesterday, I learned there was supposed to be a meeting between the National Labour Commission. We hope to see the outcome. I know there will be negotiation meetings trying to stop. What we are looking for is a solution. So if they give a solution, we are okay.
So moving forward, I also have a little bit of training news. So first, we have October as the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So of course, on Cocoa Digest, we'll be bringing you detailed information to educate you on breast cancer.
And we are
then
wrapping
also
that with our lips, as you can see.
Yes, it's Pink October, so we'll do our best to always wrap in something pink.
Yaira,
then
I'm in pink.
yes,
you see, I'm the only person. Yes, I'm repping the month. Yes,
his
you can
tie
see.
and his shirt. Yes.
So I care about our women. Yes.
And then also, it is also Sickle Cell Awareness Month, so I'm sure we will be able to bring you information on sickle cell as well. And then the last awareness I remember is also cybersecurity awareness. So we will be bringing you conversations on cybersecurity, sickle cell, and of course, breast cancer.
Yaira, let me add one thing, because it's all health related. We also have the measles, rubella, and vitamin A supplementation campaign happening. It is 5 days, and so it started I think yesterday. So if you have a child less than 5 years, you need to make sure that they are vaccinated and also given the supplements, vitamin A supplements.
Okay. So then the other trending news I have is that there is a protest going on today, starting today. So you can find the details on social media. I will not use all the time to educate us. So let's go quickly into our news review. What do you guys have for us? Digital newspaper people.
Okay.
Yes. So I might have the graphic business.
Okay.
And page 2 of the graphic business says 400 million United States dollars manganese refinery project next month. So government is embarking on a project that is refining manganese. That's with an amount of 450 million United States dollars.
Wow.
And they are projecting that this project would create employment for about 1,000 people. 1,000 people. And it's going to be in different phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3.
Okay.
And the first phase, that's an amount is, the amount involved in the first phase is 240 million United States dollars.
Okay.
And the phase 2 and 3 accumulate together to be 450 million United States dollars. But one interesting thing is they are doing all this because they want to increase the power plants for gas so that they can use in the refinery of manganese in Ghana. So that is basically what the project is all about. Because they've realized that, yes, it's high time we have to refine our own raw materials and the minerals we get from the country. So I think that's the reason for this very initiative.
Are these minerals, refinery, Galamsey, are they not linked?
So you see, this morning we said adding value. So government wants to add value to our minerals.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Very good one. Yes,
I also have with me the daily graphic, today's daily graphic. And on the front page, we have tertiary programs at unaccredited centers to be revoked, GTEC. We also have measles, rubella vaccination underway, just like what I said. And we have expedite hearing on Galamsey cases, Attorney General to judges. And that is our story for this morning. Now, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, has called on the Chief Justice to direct all judges hearing Galamsey cases to conclude them within 1 month. He said that will go a long way towards delivering justice for the heinous harm caused to the people by the devastating act. Mr. Dame was speaking at the annual general meeting of the Association of Magistrates and Judges Ghana in Accra yesterday on the theme improving the security and welfare of the people of the judiciary for effective justice delivery. Now, the Attorney General said the trial of illegal mining cases was one of the categories of cases that progressed at a slow pace as illegal mining continued to cause incalculable damage to the country's forest reserves and rivers. Given further details, Mr. Dame said currently more than 140 cases of illegal mining involving over 850 accused persons were pending in courts in the Western, Eastern Ashanti, Greater Accra, and also the Upper East region. Upper East? Oh, okay. Right. So on the issue of protesters, the Attorney General said the states would prosecute acts of protesters which threatened essential services, infringed on the right to free movement, or attacked the safety of security forces this election year. He explained that such acts could endanger the entire society as they had the tendency to destroy the peace of the nation. And on the issue of delay in cases, the Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Saki, said in some instances the delays in the adjudication of the cases were caused by prosecutors. She, however, implored that judges do away with the model of fixing cases for mention completely. So they are all in support of the speed up of,
the cases.
The cases, yeah. So basically, that is what the story is telling us this morning.
Okay. So this Galamsey conversation, it's everywhere now. And
it's everywhere.
I'm just hoping that this will, be taken and acted up.
It will be taken serious, and then also something good can come out of it, I hope. So here on the online news, it's talking about the protest I mentioned. So a 3-day protest to demand release of anti-Galamsey protesters set for Thursday. That's today. So let me just read the story. So a 3-day demonstration is planned in Accra from October 3 to 5, starting from Legon Oponglo and ending at the Black Star Square. The protesters are demanding the release of 53 anti-Galamsey activists who were arrested and detained by the police a week ago. Now, these activists were initially protesting against Galamsey or the illegal mining in Ghana, and the upcoming demonstration aims to pressure authorities to release those detained. The event, organized under the slogans Free the Citizens and Say No to Galamsey, also seeks to denounce Galamsey or illegal mining, which has been a long-standing environmental and social issue in Ghana. So, with this protest, the detainees a lot of them were apparently unlawfully detained, and it has caused some sort of fury among the youth, because these people are here protesting, rights for the people, our social and, environmental issues here. Yeah. And then the police, because I think there were even, allegations that there were some people that were just bystanders that had been just added to the people there. And, there are also allegations by the police that, some vandalism was also going on and things, but 53 people.
So this story, I also followed up and I was interested in some of the charges that were leveled against them. Yeah. Okay. And they included conspiracy to commit crime, unlawful assembly, damage of public properties, assault on security personnel, among other charges. These are some of the reasons why we have these detainees in the police custody. But the police also yesterday released a press statement on the planned demonstration in Accra, which is set to happen today. And my interest was on the third paragraph, which says, during police engagements with organizers, the police reminded organizers of their responsibilities under the Public Order Act, which includes being held liable for any damage caused to any public property during the demonstration. Any person taking part in the demonstration shall obey the directions of the police, safeguarding the proper movement of other persons and vehicles. So basically, the people are supposed to obey the instructions of the police. And I know this issue has gone a long way to heighten emotions in Ghanaians, especially knowing the number of people that have been detained. But the other time I raised the concern here that we all know how people act when they see the masses, when they are in groups. There's always this kind of, nobody can do anything to me. I can do whatever I want, right? And we saw a video on online, social media, of a young man who went to take the key of a police vehicle and threw it somewhere and was running. I mean. So
apparently it was in response to something similar that had been done to him.
But that was done before these whole issues started.
Yes, but I think his reason for doing the same was that his car had also been seized or towed.
It was a towing car.
And then also, you see, the thing too is that one of the things that causes these protesters to also get angry is the fact that some of them were not necessarily doing anything wrong. The police just come and, because we hear of, if you go online, you see a lot of the people, they are just protesting, and then it's like some sort of show of force of power or something. Cause I say, yeah, come on, shit, trying to let you know that hey, we are operating order from above. So it gets that sort of anger.
But I don't also think physically retaliating is the way to go, because these are people that have been given the power to, you know, safeguard the whole process. Yes. So even if they go, you know, the extreme of making you uncomfortable, I don't think as
but
so
here is the case, it is supposed to be a peaceful protest.
Yes,
you are there to enforce law, make sure
because I don't think the police will just get up and
brutalizing people.
So they just started brutalizing them.
Yes, because what could be the possible excuse of arresting the 60-year-old lady and her 10-year-old niece or granddaughter she was holding? What is the possible excuse? What could this 60-year-old probable pensioner have done? Did she break anybody's rules? You know,
yeah.
These are some of the questions we should ask.
Yes, these are some of the questions. But it's quite, should I say, uncertain? Let me use the word uncertain, because it's like we are only looking at the statements released by the Ghana police. And everybody is speaking to the statements released by the Ghana police. But I'm yet to see the statements Democracy Hub also released.
I think they also did release
one statement. Because like, everybody is listening to what the Ghana police saying that the protesters did this, the protesters did that. Yes. So everybody sees the protesters as the wrong people here.
I have the released by the Free the Citizen statement. So it's about, yes, updates on the meeting with the Accra Regional Police Command to discuss routes for the protest march for October 3rd to October 5th. Okay, so it's displayed on our screens. And so for day one, let me just read the activities quickly. So day one says they are submitting a petition to the Office of the Attorney General to demand the release of our brothers and sisters remanded in police custody. Day two is to submit a petition to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to put an end to the Galamsey menace that is destroying our water bodies and our lives. Then day three is to submit a petition to the Parliament of Ghana demanding that they pass a bill to put a ban on illegal mining practice and all other related issues. So there are also posts and, you know, some animated images about the protest that if you want to join the protest, there are a few things you should take note and do, you know, protect yourself. So come with your friends and stay together. Do not leave the crowd. I'm only reading this because we do have a right to protest, but we can protest in the right way.
In the right way.
We can protest in the appropriate way, get our voices heard without any violence and any infringement on rights and anything like that. So you can watch out for the police squad cars, charge all your mobile devices, have an emergency plan if you are not heard from by a specific time, write emergency numbers on your skin with a marker, and don't instigate. So beware of people encouraging property destruction. It can be a setup. So like you said, so certain people could also join the protest where they are coming to instigate people too. So be very careful of people like that and avoid them. You are here to protest, to get your grievances. No, you're not here to destroy any government's property. Then do not do anything you are uncomfortable with, and then remain anonymous. Do not follow a dress code. Don't wear plain clothes. Cover up any identifiable features or tattoos or hairstyles or anything like that. And then, yes, come with your friends. Coordinate with off-site friends. Have an emergency plan if you are not heard from. Write any necessary phone numbers that you may need on your skin. You know, beware of folks trying to get you just like that. Make sure all your... Yes, so it's basically the same old things. Make sure you are in contact with anybody that's not on the protest grounds there. Make sure your friends and family, your loved ones know your whereabouts. If there's anything happening, to give them updates so that if you are unlawfully detained or arrested, they can find you. Please, so make sure also, yes, so about tear gas, make sure to avoid the use of oils and lotions because they can trap the chemicals, thereby prolonging your exposure. Gas masks provide the best facial protection if properly fitted and sealed. Alternatives, goggles, respirators, or a wet bandana over your nose and mouth will help you. Stay calm. Panicking increases the irritation. Breathe slowly and remember it is only temporary. Blow your nose, rinse your mouth, cough and spit, and try not to swallow. Wearing contacts, you must remove your contact lenses and get someone to remove them for you with clean, uncontaminated fingers. Destroy the lenses after exposure. And don't rub your eye in. Use an eye flush, like maybe some water, half liquid antacid or half water. And then this only applies to the aluminum hydroxide or magnesium hydroxide. If you get tear gassed, when you get home, put the contaminated clothes in a plastic bag for later decontamination and shower with cold water and avoid opening your pores. So please take note of this when you go out there to protest. Please be mindful of your environment, be mindful of the people around you, protect yourself. And be calm, stay calm, do not be instigated. So let me take a few comments from our viewers and then we can proceed to the next story. So this D&J Ventures says, the best morning show program. Good morning. Thank you so much for your comments. Then Ghana Tertiary Excellence Awards also says, good morning, Clock TV. Good morning to you too. And then Rose Entertainment says, good morning, Yaira and your team. I am Charles, watching live from Dubai. Good morning to you all the way from Dubai. Then Stage Africa says, organized labor should not let our veto power become a political game. How do you measure the government's fight against Galamsey? Then D&J Ventures also says, it should start tomorrow. Why over a week now? From their utterances and demeanors, the political will isn't there. Show them the power belongs to the masses. Then Rose Entertainment again says, it is our fight against Galamsey that takes this twist. We will lose it as there would be an artificial stoppage and the aftermath will be more tsunamis than disaster. Hey, Blowful, thank you for your comments. TA says, good morning, Clock TV. This is great. I believe the time allowed is to give the government some time to think over their action. Now they know that what will happen if no action is taken. It's not for the love of strikes, for the greater good. Thank you for your comment. Then we have a Goodyear Film Production. He says, we don't have water to be drinking. We won't have water to be drinking in the next years because of greed and power. And some, hey, keep your comments demure. Keep it decorous for me. Be mindful for me. Thank you. So some people in quotes will still be defending this nonsense of Galamsey. Hey. Then we have, where is it? Yes. Akman TV also says, good morning, team. Good morning to you too. And, okay, it's the same. Okay. Then we also have shout outs to Banti B based in the UK. Thank you for joining us here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Thank you so much for your comments. We really appreciate your insights given. So quickly,
yes? Before you go to the second story, I just want to say something. You see, they said the Free the Citizen demonstration or No Galamsey demonstration.
Yes.
They are first going to petition the Attorney General,
yes,
the minerals, that's land. I want to speak to the matter of Attorney General. I think petition them for them to look into the matter of the people who have been detained, right? Yes, but Attorney General, as of 2nd October, released a statement. And he said that for him, he's there to support anything relating to demonstration. But when you go against the law or the peace of the country, the law will deal with you. He cites a situation that happened in other countries. Let me quickly just read. He said, according to him, on 18th July 2024 in the United Kingdom, 5 people, they embarked on a strike known as Just Stop Oil. Just Stop Oil, just fighting, or they're protesting against climate hazard of oil trade in the UK. And when they realized that they had some public causing some kind of chaotic scene. And after investigation, these people were sentenced, the leader was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, whilst the other 4 received 4 years sentence, also in prison. So he was citing an example that in as much as we have the right to demonstrate, we should do it peacefully without causing any damage to any other property of the state. Because when you do that, you will face the law. That is what he said. He also cited an example that a 32-year-old woman was also sentenced to 20 months of imprisonment. For his action was that there was a burning refuse, he just pushed it to the police. That was his offense. So as you said, those going out to protest, they should do it in the right order.
And even with the citizens that have been detained, it's basically their word against the police. And in the system we are in, the police is more likely believable, but then also there are videos. And I would like to appeal to the protesters, the leaders of these, organizations, to sort of have a database, whether it's names and photos of your members or the people coming to protest along with you, so that if there is video evidence of some instigator, because there will be people that will be sent to come and do the work of the enemy, so that when there's a video of a particular person doing something bad, the database can be checked. Is he a part of us? Is she a part of us? If not, let that person be prosecuted, because we cannot have innocent citizens remanded, detained, and because it is by somebody else's actions, it is unfair to them, because they are here to protest for better conditions of life here, standard of living, and then some crony or crook that has been sent to come and do something bad does it, and then the innocent have to pay for it. So if, Democracy Hub, Free the Citizens, Say No to Galamsey organizations can look into this and do something to, safeguard their well-being, it will go a long way for all of us. So, yes, let's go quickly to the last story. And this one is talking about abandoned patient at Ojobi. The health ministry refers to alleged medical misconduct to CID. And this actually speaks to the topic we'll be talking about later in the show on the main discussion, which is medical negligence and infant mortality. So we will, touch on that a little. So the Ministry of Health is taking serious action against the Trauma and Specialist Hospital in Winneba, Central Region, due to the alleged medical misconduct. After investigating, the Ghana Health Service found that the hospital officials made grave mistakes leading to a patient's death. Now, the patient was transferred to Ojobi and shockingly abandoned, resulting in their demise. So I think there's even an image of somebody in the bush, covered in some sheets and things like that. In a statement issued by the Health Ministry on Wednesday, October 2, the Ghana Health Service investigation concluded that the employees have failed to act appropriately, and that has contributed to the tragic outcome. Okay, so that's the image of the patient. Now, the committee overseeing the inquiry recommended internal disciplinary actions against the staff involved. However, the Ministry of Health has opted for further investigations, citing the gravity of the incident and the resulting loss of life. To ensure thorough accountability, the ministry has requested the Attorney General's assistance in determining the culpability of the staff in pursuing any further legal action. And additionally, the matter has been reported to the CID for criminal investigation. The ministry reaffirmed its commitment to upholding the highest standards of healthcare delivery, promising to prevent the reoccurrence of such tragic incidents in the future. I really hope the family of this deceased person would watch the main discussion so that they can learn what to do about suing that medical facility and getting some recompense or something.
Yara, this issue happened somewhere in June, right? 10th June. And we are in October.
Yes.
I'm still wondering why it took the Ministry of Health so long to, embark on this story, because it was very disheartening. I mean, as Antifo was saying, we say, assembly by a can of honor, and yes, it will die off. You see, so I think moving forward, they need to, act immediately on issues like this, especially when it has to do with the health of individuals.
Yes. I think with the whole digitalization thing, if they can sort of centralize the systems, you know, the computerized systems, when certain things like this happen, it should quickly reach whether it's the health service or the Ministry of Health, so that action could easily be taken. Because where the name of this place, Ojobi, today is my first time I'm hearing of it, and that would go to tell you that it took probably a while before the story reached, you know, the top officials.
But it was everywhere. I mean,
yeah, I'm talking about from the hospital, you know, one medical facility to the other, you know, they are.
So let's assume we happen to be at the hospital and this issue happened. Do you think that as a staff of the hospital, I'll go and report to Ghana Health Service? I won't do that. Because when you look at the story, it said it's due to their own actions. That is why this issue has resulted. But let me just touch on something small, since the lawyer will be here to delve into the main legality of it. But as we said, we have legal framework in Ghana, which need to look into matters like this. As a professional body like the health sector, you don't joke with things like this, because you have bodies that you belong to, of which we have the Medical and Dental Council of Ghana. And I know that when they get to know this issue, they are going to take your license from you.
of course.
And you will not be able to work in Ghana again. So why would you even risk your life and do that? Notwithstanding, we don't know the situation that surrounds what really happened. But no matter what the issue was, there's someone's life at stake.
I strongly believe we should name and shame these institutions.
Yeah, so
that it will serve as a deterrence.
Yes, and this is criminality. Like it's because in the law we said this will fall under manslaughter because it's intentional. Why will you do that?
And that underscores the concerns about patient care in this country.
And even it goes all the way back to the education system. When you don't really pass to go to your mainstream educational field, then you are forced into nursing. And the healthcare facility or the healthcare sector is something that should be a passion. It shouldn't be their shelf. Because a lot of these people do not want to be there.
I have had my personal experience with nurses, and I'm yet to meet
a nurse who actually loves the job.
I am yet to
I have one. She loves the job.
But how many you are lucky have? How many health professionals?
My mom was admitted, and the experience was so bad. Was so in a very renowned hospital in this Ghana. It was so bad. So and I kept asking myself, where did they pass before, getting here?
Maybe sometimes it's human character. But sometimes it's their character.
For you to decide that you want to be holding human life, then it means that you have a certain amount of love for the people.
They lack that.
They lack that because they've just, when we were all growing up, my child would be a doctor, my child... And a lot of people's parents actually force them into the medical field. And then they are doing it, they are frustrated, it is very difficult. That side is very difficult. I have friends in medical school. They always complain about the fact that they always have exams and things like that. So if it is not something that truly you want to do, these are some of the results that will come.
But Yaira, so are you going to say because of that, people should die?
No, that's my concern.
That's why I'm saying
you need to learn along.
Yes.
This is where I find myself. There's nothing I can do about it. Let me fit in the position. And
that's why I'm saying that people should not be forced into fields they don't want to go to.
We forced you.
Enter into fields of your interest so that you don't go and kill somebody out of your frustration.
That is the kind of system we have in the country. Parents decide for their kids here and there.
Notwithstanding, I think this morning quote, it's for the right time. You see, all discussions add to adding value to yourself. So even if you've been forced to be a medical doctor, that's where you find yourself. Add value to it.
Yes.
Add value to yourself.
Let people know you for, Dr. Wade, he smiles. Dr. Wade, or Donipa. That's
wait alone.
Speak to the nurses too.
Oh, it is so bad. It is so bad.
Oh, but not all. As I said, not all. We have good ones. I know a couple of good ones. Yes.
So
I
as
know.
the health ministry has also sent this issue to the CID, we hope that there will be some punitive measures put in place against these officials that, conducted this and put somebody's life, basically ended somebody's life.
So someone was like, he's going to test them today. So he'll go to the hospital and pretend to be sick and see. He's actually going to video it, like the kind of...
then he'll die.
So we have one last comment here. This is for our protesters. And it says, good morning, Yaira. In fact, ask, how can you demonstrate to save people at the same time blocking a life-saving facility like the 37 Hospital Road that leads to the hospital by playing football on the road? We should be responsible demonstrators. That's the part I love about this comment. Let's be responsible demonstrators, not warlords. This is, I'm watching live from Teshi. Good morning. This is Sophie Kingsford. Thank you for your comment. So yes, to our protesters, let's be responsible protesters. Let's find decorous ways to still get our grievances heard. So yes, any more comments on any of the stories we read before we wrap up quickly?
Oh, no, Yara, there's no comment, but I would say yes, they should free their citizens and they should look into the matter. And
yes,
Ghana police, please, we beg you, they should do something about it and free them. Yes, and also last now says, say no. I will personally, I say no to Galamsey.
Yes.
Okay. I will also add, you know, to advise our demonstrators, just as you said, they should be responsible demonstrators and they should respect the police. They should see them as the authorities in charge of safeguarding their lives at that particular point. Yes. They shouldn't go and show their masculine and feminine, you know, powers over there. Respect the police and you will have a peaceful demonstration.
And of course, to the police, respect the citizens and their rights. Do not abuse the power you have. Let us have a peaceful protest. Let's get our grievances heard to the government so they can take action. Let us respect one another and we will live peacefully in this country. Up next is the lifestyle segment, and Mimi and her guest will be talking about the essence of childhood vaccination. I know we've heard a lot about vaccines, especially with the incidence of the COVID-19 pandemic, but vaccination is very important, and Miriam's guest will educate us more on that. We will be right back after this break.